Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Infinite Crypto Cruisers. Hey there, folks. My name is Brad Varnell, and this is the Infinite Crypto YouTube channel. And today I am so excited to present you with another token teaser segment. Today we have one of the most interesting projects that I've ever come across that is really solving some incredible real world utility problems. It's definitely something that I love about the cryptocurrency market, and I'm excited to introduce Christo Brown, the head of product development for Connect Financial, and actually be able to pick his brain and give you guys some insight into what is coming with this amazing project. So thank you so much, Christo, for taking some of your valuable time and sharing it with us today on the show.
My absolute pleasure, Brad. It's great to be here. Thanks for that warm welcome. Love that Brad Varnell energy. That's something else. So I appreciate you, sir.
Awesome. Well, we were talking a little bit off camera and what is Connect Financial? And, and we were talking how I used to use Nexo in the past, and how much I really enjoyed being able to, use that platform. And so I'm excited to get to that a little bit further, down the road in the show. But from what I have seen, guys, and the reason that we have, this incredible gentleman on the show today is because these guys are really doing some new things. They've got some innovations that I've never seen in, I don't know if you want to call it the DeFi space of crypto or exactly the terminology that you guys like to use, Christo. It reminds me of DeFi, but I'm really excited to give you an opportunity to kind of share exactly what Connect Financial is all about and what you guys are up to. And, just to get us started, why don't you, give my community a little bit of an idea of who you are, how you got involved in this crazy world of blockchain and cryptocurrency.
Okay, sure. Well, how did I get involved? Well, I think with the answer that you so often hear basically comes down to just serendipity. I've been working with startups for 20 years. Originally, that was in internet payments way back in the early 2000s. Worked with some incredible people in there that I managed to keep in contact for a long time. After my last gig, it's in Singapore, launching mobile insurance programs up and down Asia Pacific. Came back to New Zealand, my hometown, after being away for a long time. And I was looking for a new challenge, right? And caught up with one of those ex-colleagues and got introduced into Connect Financial team. And that was almost 3.5 years ago. And, I think it's always been really good career advice that I've given myself is to aggressively follow your curiosities. And I think that it's pretty hard to argue that the crypto market and digital assets is anything apart from it's a curious place to be, right? So it's been a very rewarding little journey for me, and really excited to talk a little bit more about Connect Financial and where we can kind of see the market going from here.
Yeah, absolutely. So for those of you that haven't really looked at the Connect Financial website and really don't know exactly what we're talking about, they have a suite of products. They really have a lot of different things going for them. And we're going to kind of go over several of those today. Which one would you like to start with, Christo?
Yeah, sure. So well, the first thing is, so Connect Financial, we're a financial services company. We're a financial services company that puts digital assets first. But the whole play on the Connect Financial, brand and name is connecting that traditional finance, which isn't going anywhere, right, with the innovation and the new wealth found in digital assets and other financial assets, in the market, which we'll get to in a little while as well. So that's what we're trying to do is connect the traditional world with the digital asset world. Like you say, we've got a number of different products in our suite, but our flagship service and the one that, people definitely get most excited about when they introduce to Connect Financial is our credit card. So we offer a full service credit card with a revolving line of credit, which is collateralized by your underlying digital assets, right? So, for example, if you wanted a $10,000 line of credit on your credit card, you can commit $20,000 worth of digital assets onto the platform, and you'll get a full service credit card on the Visa network, right? So that's where we start, right? So we're particularly excited about this credit card for three main reasons, and it might be worthwhile just slowly kind of talking through them, right? Because
Sure.
I think that after we do that, your community will give a good feel about why we're so excited about this product, right? So when you look at crypto in general, we've seen this. I mean, obviously, we've seen this ultra rapid maturation of an industry, something that started off as, just a toy, and then over, a number of different runs, people have amassed this incredible amount of wealth stored in these new assets. And of course, with things like the ETFs and states and institutions and regulatory clarity, we're getting increasing amounts of interest, but also increasing amounts of inflows into the crypto market. So we see that the next evolution, the next step in that process, is for people not to be necessarily hoarding those digital assets, but actually using them to fund part of their lifestyle. Right. So it's accessing the value of those digital assets without selling the underlying Bitcoin or Ethereum or Litecoin or anything else.
Yes.
All right. So, we absolutely see this because we have to be pragmatic as well, right? We've got lives to live. We want to travel. We want to buy things. We want to experience, different experiences at home and abroad. And through this credit card program, customers are able to do that. So
yeah,
go ahead. Yeah.
I was going to say, is this already live? Is this one of the projects that's already live and available to your customers, or is this something that is getting ready to launch here at some point in time down the road?
So this is part of our initial release. So we're currently pre-live at the moment. So your community members can come and join the waitlist, and you'll be the first ones to know when we're launching. I don't have a launch date for you that I'm ready to announce quite yet, but we're in our final stages, right? Awesome. Which is a big part of the reason why we're talking to you today, is to start getting some of that word out. We've been building this for a long time now, and we're right at this stage now as well, where we're really excited to share it with the world.
Yeah, I really love this concept, because like we were talking about, I used to be part of a platform that no longer allows United States citizens, that allowed me to borrow against my cryptocurrency. And, I think that everybody watching this today, probably they might understand this, but they may or may not. So I'll just go ahead and mention it, that one of the things that the wealthy normally do different than, the middle class and the poor, is the wealthy, they don't spend their assets. The wealthy use assets to continue to create cash flow and so on and so forth. So whether it's in the stock market or now in crypto, when a wealthy person needs money, they don't normally just like go sell off, 1,000 shares of stock and then use that to go buy something. They will borrow against their stock, for all sorts of financial reasons. For one, when you borrow against an asset, you're not creating a capital gains tax. And there's a lot of other benefits to it. So I'm really excited that you guys are bringing this back. And it sounds like you're excited to welcome United States citizens onto the platform too. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are a global platform, so we can issue cards in around 120 countries around the world. And we're going to be focused on the Americas as part of our initial launch. But able to issue cards and bank services, generally around the world. But I think that's really well said, Brad. But let's just dig a little bit deeper into that as well.
Absolutely.
Because you also need to. So there's the philosophy of it, of using your being able to borrow against your assets, but then there's the practicality as well. So when people, we've heard about crypto credit cards for, quite some time, and there are a number of them in the market. But generally speaking, that's more marketing than actuality. So in 99 times out of 100, most cases, right? And I'm not going to call anyone out. When a company is saying that they've got a crypto credit card, what they're actually having is a crypto debit card.
Absolutely.
Right. So
You
there are a couple of things.
right out of my mouth.
Yeah, right. So there are a couple of things with that. So the first part of that is a crypto debit card. What's happening behind the scenes is just as you say, you don't go down to the grocery store, you swipe your card. Well, in the back end, your assets are being liquidated. Now, sure, people will do all sorts of things, right? There's a use case for that. But as a digital asset maximalist, I do not want to sell my assets, right? The Bitcoin that I have, I plan to have that in my family as part of a generational thing that'll exist potentially long after I die, right? I do not want to be the 10,000 Bitcoins for 2 pizza guy, right? So that's just my personal preference, right? But then the other piece of it as well is, as you quite rightly say, as soon as you tap, and I'm not an accountant, not financial advice, et cetera, but as soon as you tap, that does create a taxable event, right? So generally speaking, when you liquidate an asset, that's a taxable event. When you take a loan out, that's generally not taxable as well. So it's very compelling there. But then there's also just the acceptance of these programs. So a credit card is still the best practice way of purchasing anything online or in real world locations all over the world. There are lots of places that won't accept a debit card or accept a debit card with incredible amounts of caveats and limitations. So rental cars often won't accept a debit card. Hotel rooms won't accept a debit card quite often, even flights, right? So credit cards, again, they become we're accepted in 130 million locations around the world, right? So credit card still offers that far superior customer experience than a set debit card.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then you go even a little bit further with that, right? And you look at a debit card, and that sort of ends up being it's a convenient way of making a few purchases, right? Let's leave it like that. But any rewards or benefits that are part of that are incredibly limited. So any of your community members that have got a Visa signature card or a MasterCard World Elite or an American Express Platinum card or something like that, know that they get access to this really compelling range of benefits just by having and using the card. So I'm talking about things like airport lounge access, travel concierge, complimentary travel insurance. If you took an example on our black tier card, so we've got 5 levels of cards. If you just scroll down just a little bit there, Brad. Yep. So 5 levels of cards on our black tier card, which is our premium product. You also get access to the Visa Luxury Hotel Collection that gives you automatic upgrade, best price guarantee, $25 food and beverage credit, free complimentary Wi-Fi, breakfast for 2. I mean, these are actual benefits that are incredibly practical and incredibly compelling that you use on every day, right? So that's just by having the card, right? So this is part of our ethos and part of our DNA is to offer our customers, which we don't actually refer to them as customers, but refer to them as members, right? As part of really premium customer experience. Which I think, go on.
No, go ahead. So we were talking about the membership a little bit before we hopped on the camera, and I know that was one of the things that you wanted to talk a little bit more about. So maybe this is a good time to kind of segue into the members and the membership.
Yeah, absolutely. So as I say, part of our ethos, part of our DNA, right, is to give our members this incredible user experience, not just in credit cards, but across the platform and other ways that they can access those benefits in their day-to-day life, right? So we have 5 different membership tiers, and they're each secured by purchasing and committing CNFI tokens onto the platform. So we'll get to the CNFI token in just a moment. The first thing I'll say, though, is that we're free to play, right? So everyone that when they're joining on the platform gets a basic membership that is free. They get access to credit cards and all of the services on our platforms. But as they start increasing, or as they want to access more and more rewards, then they'll want to be able to purchase CNFI tokens and commit them onto the platform. All right. So the way that we've structured that is what we think is kind of cool, right? So if we took, so all of our memberships are one of 2 requirements. So they're either an amount of CNFI or a US dollar amount equivalent of CNFI. So let's use an example, right? So our gold tier membership, so today that is 20,000 CNFI tokens or $7,500 US worth of CNFI tokens. So today CNFI is trading at a little under 10 cents, but let's call it 10 cents just to make the math easier. So that means that a new member that's joining the platform today could secure a gold tier membership for $2,000, right? Where the tokens are locked up on the platform for 12 months and they get full access to all the services and up to a gold tier credit card. But let's just say that in a year or two's time, CNFI token is trading at $1, just say, right? So that means that a new user coming in is protected because they only need to commit $7,500 worth of CNFI. So it's a nice little incentive there, right? It's an incentive to be early into the membership program, right from day dot. But also it means that users coming into the program at a later stage, it still becomes a feasible program to them as well.
Cool. And if I understood you correctly, you're not actually spending your CNFI or giving them to you. You're just locking them up on the platform. After that 12 months is over, you get them back if you so choose.
Absolutely. And in fact, we actually go one step further as well, where we allow CNFI memberships to be rebalanced over time. So let's say that you locked up, 20,000 CNFI at say 10 cents, but then, at 50 cents, for instance, right? You would be able to withdraw some of those CNFI tokens to account for that price appreciation as well, right? Okay. So we try to keep things very fair and equitable for our users. And then, of course, at the end of the membership, well, I'm sure most of our members will, happily roll over into, another term or look to upgrade. But if they don't, it's totally fine, right? The CNFI tokens go back into their full ownership.
Right. And would it be possible to then upgrade if you got into the program at a 10-cent token cost and now the token is worth $1? I'm assuming you could take that 20,000 CNFI and probably roll yourself up into a higher tier?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So it's, coming straight into a black tier membership might not be for everyone, right? Particularly on day one, right? These are, our cards targeted for our, particularly for our high net worth individuals. Yep. But, as part of it, this isn't a, off to the moon rocket ship emoji kind of project, right? We're really trying to build something enduring and bring that premium credit card experience that, so many people have just taken for granted in their traditional finance lives, but bring that across into digital assets first place.
Yeah, absolutely. So how many CNFI do you need to get into the lowest tier?
Lowest tier, well, that's basic, so that's 0, right?
Okay.
So free to play. So a silver tier membership is $1,500 US worth of CNFI, or just 5,000 CNFI. Right. Okay. So today it's only $500 or thereabouts.
Fair enough. I love it. And then when we go over here to the loan side of things, yep. When I'm bring this back up. Is there then a difference between the credit card? What's the difference between the credit cards and the actual loans?
Yeah, well, good question, right? So, I mean, really, that comes down to a preference piece, right? So, it's almost just like when you would take a lump sum loan from your bank versus when you would choose to have a credit card, right? So, if someone wants to, purchase a car or, the first year of their kid's university tuition or whatever it might be, then it might be more compelling for them to take out a fixed sum loan that's either paid out in USDC or USD withdrawn to any bank account in the world. But it's the same underlying principle where your the collateral, the value of your digital asset serves as collateral for that loan, right? And then on each month-to-month basis, you just pay a moderate APR interest rate, and then once that's paid off, the digital assets are returned into your full control.
Great. One of the things that I read that I thought was interesting, it sounds like you can choose to pay the loan off in a matter of months or take, a couple of years if you need to. You have some flexibility.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have structured our loans in two main places, either short-term loans, which are generally paid back within, say, 3 months, or longer-term loans that are paid back over a number of different times. And you can control the interest rate that you pay and the establishment fee by fiddling with the controls. So it's quite tunable. If you choose to commit a higher amount of digital assets onto the platform, then we'll give you a lower APR. So our loans start at a 50% LTV. So a $10,000 loan would need $20,000 worth of collateral to support. But that's tunable based on where you're at and what you're looking.
Okay, perfect. And that hasn't launched to the public yet either, right? That's something that is coming up.
Yeah, so all of the services that we're talking about today are going to be part of either our initial release or our very quick follow release, right? So we're not talking about any of the products that are part of our long-term roadmap here. Everything is, built and being tested, and we have the full legal and regulatory and partnership networks to supply all this as well. So yes, so everything that we're talking about is imminent.
Yeah, absolutely. We were talking about that earlier, how some projects have, like you were mentioning, like trying to create a layer one, is technically very difficult. But with Connect Financial, where you guys really, have to shine is with all of the regulatory and, dealing with all of the different government agencies and all of that.
100%. So, it's a really good point, right? So, generally speaking, like I like pursuing difficult things, right? A lot of when we're working in technology and technology adjacent industries is, that difficulty is based in, mathematics or computer science, right? Now, not saying that we're any slouch on the computer, on the technology side, but the real difficult part for us has been, or the hard part to overcome, it's like climbing Everest, right? Is being able to get to a point where we have the accreditations, the legal, the regulatory, and the partnership networks to be able to bring this to market. So there is a very good reason why you don't see a lot of full service digital asset backed credit cards in the market today.
Yep, makes sense.
And also as well, I know that we talked about this before. Sorry to interrupt. I know that we talked about this before as well, but also the ability to launch and to provide services in so many countries around the world as well. So, 120 countries or thereabouts for our credit card programs, and 180 countries for our bank account services as well.
Yep. And then just to, to kind of clear the air. So I know that a lot of people are a little bit scared of platforms like yours because of Voyager and Celsius and some of those. So I want to give you an opportunity to kind of share how Connect Financial is different and how you guys are set up to where people don't have to worry about depositing their crypto with you and having you go out of business.
Yeah, sure. All right. So good question. And I really appreciate you actually asking that, right? So in here, we need to separate the business model from the execution, right? So this might be controversial to say, but for something like Celsius, there wasn't actually an issue with the underlying business model. It's the execution, right? So you look at, sorry, I shouldn't call out individuals, but when you look at the famous collapses, let's put it that way, of the last cycle, you look at some of the underlying pieces that led to that. So the first one was commingling of funds. So it's just a big old bucket of cash, user funds, operational, investment, staking, everything else. And as we can see, by just following along on, news and commentary, it's very difficult to unpick, right? So we've got that first, the big bucket of cash problem, right? The second issue was around rehypothecation, right? So for anyone that doesn't know, so rehypothecation is when you supply digital assets onto our loan, we encumber those assets so that we can provide that loan onto you. And then when you pay that loan off, whether that's on a credit card or a fixed loan, those digital assets are returned into your control. Now, part of the issue was not just taking that, but rehypothecating it, right? So taking that ETH and staking it in illiquid staking platforms, using it to, fund venture capital, using it to name stadiums and other pieces like that, right? So Connect Financial is all based on transparency and trust, right? Because it's the only way that it works. So when you deposit assets into the platform, you're able to track where those assets are against the blockchain, right? And exactly what is being committed at any given point, and where the location of those assets are. So we never commingle any of our funds. All of our user funds are kept completely separate from our operational and revenue funds. And we never rehypothecate any of the assets. I think on top of that is, you look at the, because it's not your keys, not your crypto kind of thing, right? But, you look at the technology that underlies modern custody solutions, right? We've built our whole tech infrastructure based on MPC, which is the, leading and best practice custody management approach, where it means that no one holds the full keys, neither our custody partners nor ourselves. So, this is like I say, this is the best practice approach within the industry for any third-party custody solutions.
I love it. Thank you so much for that explanation. And just to, break it down slightly simpler terms, because when you say rehypothecate, I assume that if you want to talk about it in a layman's terms, that's basically where those companies were taking those funds and trying to make money with those funds versus just keeping those funds in the platform to collateralize, the loans. And basically, so instead of you guys, it sounds like, are just looking to make the fees or the loan repayments is where you make your profits, versus some of these other platforms were trying to double and triple dip. They were trying to make the loan repayment profits, but they were also trying to use those assets outside of their platform and create, ROI or APY with those. And when those things went bad, they weren't able then to take care of home base, where you guys have home base totally solidified. Is that a pretty good representation of what you were saying?
I think that's an excellent representation. Yeah, you've really nailed it, right? So, you give me $100 to secure a loan, or $100 worth of assets to secure the loan. If I put those assets in a vault, right, it means that if the value of your loan ever got to a point where I need to sell those, I've got those assets in that vault, and I can take that out and sell them and rebalance your loan that way, right?
Yep.
But if I'm taking that asset, that gold bar or whatever it is, and then I'm giving that to someone else to give me a loan so that I can go and stake in a DeFi platform, that's rehypothecation, right? So you're exactly right? Our business model is, it's tried and true and a little boring, and we like it like that, right? Finance should be boring, right? Because it's where that, trust and transparency comes in.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm guessing that one of the things that would be the most valuable for my community to do that's watching this video that really wants to become a little bit more involved in your platform would just be simply to going to your website here, the connect.financial, and then whenever you click on any one of these services like credit cards, when you hit the get started button, it's going to say we're coming soon, reserve your spot today. So for those of you that are watching this video, it's pretty simple. You just figure out, pick out which one of these is the most exciting to you. Private jet and car sounds cool. And then, what product you're interested in, the credit cards, the digital asset backed loans, and so forth. And then, just give them your first, last name and email, and you can join the wait list so that you guys are ready to go when these things start to launch. Is that what you want people doing?
Yes, sir. Come and join us in Telegram as well. We've got a great community. We'll be more than happy to come in there. It's very active there, so the guys will be able to help your community with any questions that they might have about the program. Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head.
Awesome. And yeah, folks, the link to the Telegram group is in the description, top of the description. We've also got their website there, and so you're definitely easy to integrate and get to be, a part of this great community. I really believe that we're in for some incredible upside in this market. I know a lot of people are a little bit nervous, a little bit worried that, we're back to a bear market, but I think those are the people that have not experienced these cycles before. Nothing is a guarantee, but I'm very, very much all in and believe that we still have a tremendous amount of upside to see over the next handful of months, for this bull market. And services like this are so important when it comes to being able to not only just accumulate the wealth, but then being able to use it in an effective manner and to hold on to it, during some of the volatility of the next cycle. So I definitely think a platform like this is something that every single person in crypto should at least learn about and understand. And, a lot of people have a bad taste in their mouth about credit cards, but once again, credit cards aren't the problem. It's the misuse of them. I have several wealthy people that use nothing but credit cards for every single thing that they buy, but they also get that bill at the end of the month and then pay the bill off. But as he was talking about, as Christo mentioned, the rewards program and, all of the things that you get, you don't necessarily have to charge a bunch of stuff up on your credit card and let it sit there and pay interest on it. You can pay it off every month and still reap, incredible rewards. So I definitely think that this platform and the timing of having you on the channel was just absolutely perfect with what I believe is going to be coming over, the rest of 2025.
Oh, thank you very much for the opportunity to have a chat about some of our products. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, before we take off, we do have a little bit of money to give away. And I also wanted to just run over here real quick to CoinGecko and just kind of show all of you that are wondering, hey, investment wise, what do I think about this? So I got to say that my views are not Christo's views. And, as you guys know, I say it every single video, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. But these are some of the things that excited me about the I can't talk today. This is what excited me about Connect. And one of the reasons, that we're having it on the channel. Now, I know these numbers might be slightly off They're working on getting them. They're working on getting them, up to date. But that's not really, the market cap, the circulating supply, all of that doesn't really matter to me right now. One of the things that I want to share with you guys, though, is this project has been around and made it through the last bear market. They were around in 22, in 23, building. And, you can see here their all-time high was just about 4 years ago. And yet a lot of these products that they're getting ready to launch to the world are just that. They're still getting ready. So this is a company, in my mind, that hasn't been in a hurry to just, Band-Aid and duct tape a few things together just to get something out to the market. They've put some serious time and energy and money into building this platform into what it is, and they weren't willing to launch it to make a quick dollar. They were much more, excited about making sure that the platform was right and that it was ready to go when they launched it out to the world. But you can see here, $1.71, 95% retracement during this last bear market, which is totally normal for a lot of these lower market cap, altcoins. So at, like he said, at almost 10 cents right now, this thing's got a 17x just to get back to its previous all-time high. You can buy it on Uniswap on the Ethereum network, or if you prefer the lower fees, you can get it on the Uniswap Arbitrum 1 network. And this is definitely a token that I'm going to be adding to my bag. And I want to, definitely will be using the credit card and the loan feature as this market goes up and up and up and up too. So I just definitely think that this was great timing. Why didn't we find out about this company 6 months ago? Well, because right now is probably, the perfect time to be, talking about this card. And I will run back here real quick. I think it's important for you guys to do your research. So when you get here onto the Connect page, go ahead over here to the company. And if you click on careers, you can kind of see a little bit more about, Connect FinTech, where they're at. You can see some of the employees. You can, look at their LinkedIn profiles, and you really get a little bit of an idea so that you can do your own research and be more comfortable, finding out if this project is one that you're excited about investing in. So, well, with that, let me pull this up real quick. So I appreciate all of you that have put hashtag here. Actually, I should just go back to this view so that you guys can kind of see what I'm doing here. Appreciate everybody putting in hashtag connect. So a lot of times when I do my giveaway, I've got a StreamYard has a nice feature here where they do a StreamYard giveaway. And so you can choose a live stream, and then you can choose the word hashtag and the word that you would like people to use in order to qualify for the giveaway. And so we're going to give away $25. I'm just going to give away Ethereum, guys. I've got some Ethereum in my Binance, or not my Binance, excuse me, my MetaMask wallet on the Ethereum network. So for those of you that win, you're going to run over here to your profile. So like say here, I click on Drew's name. He's one of the winners, say, when we do the drawing. Then I can click on go to his channel. That's going to pull up his about. And Drew's going to go in and change his about and put his MetaMask or Trust wallet, whatever Ethereum-based wallet he uses. And I'm going to send him $25 in Ethereum, and I'm going to do that for 4 of you. So this is how we kind of keep the scammers from coming out to Christo. You'd be surprised what people will do for 25 bucks. But by doing this, once I've pulled this up, they have no ability, unless they have access to this YouTube channel and can change the bio, then they can't scam me. So that's part of the reason that I do it. And then the other part of the giveaway, folks, is we did have some people, we found out we had a few people trying to game the system. So they would create 5 or 10 YouTube accounts and come in and click, hashtag connect, and then hope that when I drew the winners that they could get on that YouTube account quick enough. So it's crazy that we have to do this, but in order to make this fair, what I'm going to do is we're just going to do hashtag financial. So actually, let's do that's a lot of work. Let's just do hashtag I win. So hashtag I win is going to be what you have to type in the chat. That also makes sure that you guys are here and present in order to win. So if you got on and you typed in, hashtag connect 45 minutes ago, but you're not still here, and we draw your name, then you're not going to be a winner. So I'm going to give this just a minute or two to collect, and make sure that everybody is present here. While we're doing that, let's click back over here to us and just give you a minute or two if there's anything else that maybe you thought about that you wish you would have shared that you didn't, or just anything on your mind before we give this money away and let you get back to working hard on the rest of your day.
Oh, well, great. I mean, I'm excited to see who wins, of course, right? Look, I mean, I think that we spent a lot of time talking about, credit cards and loans and some of the crypto market. The next time that we have a chat, and I really hope that we do get the opportunity to have a chat.
Absolutely.
Really like to talk to you about our, banking as a service products as well. So we, are able to issue named accounts in 180 countries around the world, right? Which is increasingly an important feature for anyone that's associated with digital assets, but also that are unbanked as well. So there's lots of information there under the digital banking. We won't dive into it right now because I know everyone wants to see who wins their $25 worth of Ethereum. But this would be another big part that would like to jump in. But jump into the Telegram. We'll be happy to have a chat about that as well.
All right. So everybody get into that Telegram group. We'll go over this the next time, but I was going to say, we definitely have, a few minutes here and there, but people can go kind of look at this because I was intrigued. I think that as time goes by, we're going to move a little bit further and further away from the traditional banking system. But as you mentioned when we were talking off camera, that it's never going to go all the way away. And so I think it's really awesome that you guys are going to have a little bit of a traditional banking system available for people. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this is probably a really cool service, especially for people that are maybe not in first world countries that have a little bit harder time banking, in second and third world countries. Is this something that's going to be pretty valuable to them?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. For those of us lucky enough to be in first world countries, we look at bank accounts as kind of being this unalienable right? But of course, for a lot of the world, that's not true. But also as well, there are, for all of your US-based community members, there are a lot of people in the US and other first world jurisdictions that find it incredibly difficult to move between cash and digital assets, especially at volume as well. So this isn't just a thing, relegated to the subcontinent. This is something that, our customers are very hungry for as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And even as a United States citizen, it's never really happened here yet. But anytime your money is in a bank, you can wake up and it's frozen for a myriad of reasons. The IRS could get wind that you technically didn't do something right, and so they decide to freeze your accounts. You could get reported by your neighbor as a terrorist, and they decide to freeze your accounts while they're checking things out. And so I really love the idea of a decentralized banking platform where the government can't just decide arbitrarily that they want to tie up Brad Varnell's funds, at their whim. So, we always say not your keys, not your crypto. And so I think it's valuable and important that we think about some of these alternative banking systems too. So like you said, we'll definitely have you back on the channel and we'll get to go over some of this in a little bit more detail next time. But I think it's just another great point and another good reason for everybody that's watching this, to get excited about this platform.
Yeah, thanks, Brad. Yeah, so we're not a bank, but we through our partner banks, we offer a very compelling service. So yeah, let's there's plenty to dig in there, but let's save it for another time.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, let's do some drawing here. The first winner is going to be, and then as they come up, let us know in the chat that you're here. You do have to be present to win, so please let us know that you are here. Pit Bear, man, I hope you are still here, because you were one of the first people to comment probably about an hour before we even went live. So I appreciate you being here, appreciate the support, and hope that you're still here. Go ahead and let us know, and then update the bio in your YouTube with an Ethereum wallet address so I can get $25 in Ethereum over to you. Let's draw the second winner. Report 987. Report 987. Let us know in the chat if you are still here. I love how this thing has to be dramatic. There we go. Precious Sun. I like that screen name, man. I have a Precious Sun myself. So I love that. Precious Sun, thank you so much for watching the stream and being with us today. Go ahead and let us know in the chat if you are here. Soon as this fourth winner is picked, I'm going to run back over to the chat and verify that everybody was still here. Latent Crypto is our fourth winner of $25 worth of Ethereum. And now let's run over and just make sure that everybody is still here. So get down to the bottom of the chat. Holy smokes, it's moving too fast for me to even see. There we go, though. We should get to the end of it. Hey, guys, you don't have to type in I win anymore. The I winning is over. Let's just go with make sure that people are here. I'm going to go to this other one that seems like it maybe isn't. There we go. So here we got Latent Crypto. I'm going to go ahead and click on you, go to your channel so that I've got you right there. I won't X out of this until after you update your bio. And let's see, who else do we got here? Latent Crypto. We're looking for Pit Bear. Here's Pit Bear. Pit Bear, go to channel. And we're looking now for Report and Precious Sun. Report and Precious Sun. Here's Report 987. And Precious Sun, are you here? Does anybody see? There we go. Precious Sun right here. Awesome. Go to channel. All right, folks, it looks like we got all of our winners, and we got some incredible information. I was already really excited about Connect Financial, just having, done some of my own research. But after talking to you today, Christo, man, I really look forward to when all of these products launch, and let's definitely get you back on the channel when that happens. As some of these start to launch, we'll get you back on and make the announcement and get people rolling. In the meantime, folks, like we mentioned earlier, go over to the Connect.Financial website and get yourself on the wait list.
Sensational. Thank you so much, Brad. Really enjoyed the conversation today. It's been a lot of fun.
Awesome. Likewise. Thank you very much for your time. I know that you're probably working 10, 15, 18-hour days. The way that everything is going right now, we got to condense time frames. I tell people all the time that the next 2 months in crypto is like 2 years in the real world. So I know how busy you are, and would definitely appreciate you taking the time to, explain everything and share with us like you did.
My pleasure. The eyes are on the prize.
Awesome. All right, Christo, thank you. Thank all of you for watching. Have a fantastic day, and we'll see you guys real soon. God bless. See you in the next video. Take care.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you.